Our guest today is Dr. Karen Wendt, President of SwissFinTechLadies. Dr. Karen started her entrepreneurial journey early, launching her first enterprise, a travel agency, at 22, which funded her studies and fueled her passion for travel. She recently completed her PhD after enduring many short nights, balancing her academic pursuits with adventurous hobbies like surfing, tree climbing, and skiing. As president of SwissFinTechLadies, Dr. Karen empowers women to become blockchain savvy and curious about crypto. Through her work with the Female Business Angel Club, she supports startups co-founded by women, addressing investment, wealth, and entrepreneurship gaps. Dr. Karen's talk titled Carpe Diem, Carpe Kairos explores the concept of seizing not just the day, but the right moment. Here is Dr. Karen.
Thank you very much for having me here. So I will join a very personal story and how this story made me entrepreneur. This is a photo of me. I am a twin, but I came to this world alone. So I encountered my first inflection point directly on arrival. Yeah, I lost my dearest teammate. And so I had to surrender. To surrender is very different from giving up. Surrendering requires to ride the waves and have the determination to ride the waves, no matter how rough they are. So self-leadership was required of me. I spent my first months in hospital. I didn't eat, I didn't drink. I was scared. What was the ocean out there waiting for me? The words scared and sacred share the same letters. Finally, I surrendered to the unavoidable. And I went on as a single child. I was in formation. I know today that surrendering can free you very much, and that it can empower you. So you need to listen, to understand, to something that is bigger to you than you, and you need to co-create with life. So I understood early on that entrepreneurship is a journey to yourself. Your business might not be the perfect product market fit yet. A lot of challenges lie ahead. You need to bootstrap, and you may fall off the board, so to say, as a surfer. So you have to go back to the board, you have to crawl on, and to go on, surrender, try things in a more intelligent way until you make it. And this is not so different from machine learning. So you form a machine, you feed in information, you train the machine, and afterwards you get the results, you get your predictions. And then again, you have to train the machine again. You have to go back to the shores as a surfer, and you have to find a more calibrated, better model. Machines did not so well during COVID. Many of them were running on the status quo ante. When you feed the machine with new calibrated models and more information, then they, of course, get better. But the main point I am making is they are in formation all the time, taking in that information. We humans are in formation too. if we allow ourselves so. So, yeah, what does that mean? The surfers, they go back to the shores, and when they are in the water, they surrender. They surrender to the wave. But they don't do so naively. They are first at the shores, they read the waves, they anticipate what is coming, they build a strategy on how they want to ride the waves, and then they go in the water and they do it. So they prepare. They build strategies. And there's a saying from Seneca, luck is what happens when opportunity meets preparedness. And this is what I call Kairos, this Kairos moment, when all falls in its place because you prepared, because you had a strategy. And so Kairos is inviting us to embrace innovation. The Greeks have two words for time. There's chronos, the linear time, the linear thinking, and there is Kairos, the very moment. The moment we can step out of linear thinking because we are prepared. And it takes anticipation to ride the waves, and it takes anticipation to be at the right moment, at the right time, with the right project. And this is what Kairos can teach us. Kairos is helping us to use our imagination. To be at the right moment for the right decision requires an element of creativity and also of being prepared to leave the status quo, to abandon the status quo. Steve Jobs once said, innovation stems from having the same information as anyone else, but to interpret it differently. So when I was a student, I and my fiancé, we had no money. So we wanted to go on a trip, and we were looking for a lift, which we couldn't find. This put us in formation. The same day, we put on a card the dream of having a travel agency and for creating a carpooling agency first. And this is what we did. We found directly an office, we printed flyers, put a sign outside, and started. And we kept in formation. We were adding flight tickets, hotels, and offering this mixed and match approach that was unusual at the time, that everyone could get a personalized offer where he wanted to go based on his or her budget. But it was not my destiny to remain the owner of a travel agency. So we sold it, and I started my first job at Deutsche Bank. The strategic department at Deutsche Bank at the time, they didn't allow women in. Women could get pregnant. So I was the first woman working there, and I got pregnant, killing two paradigms at once. I often feel the pain of being a pioneer. And it was painful at the time, really, to convince my peers that pregnant women do perform. I enjoyed the spirit of entrepreneurship in this department. Long working hours, and after work at midnight, we went to the bar around the corner, thinking and dreaming the next big project into being. We were writing our ideas and projects on cardboard undercaps, and we were bringing them into the bank and filing them the next day. This is how big projects in Deutsche Bank came into being. So, and this shows again, well, that you need both. You need the focus, but you need to be on the shores as well. So there is an interplay between the two of them. For me, being in formation kept me away from doubt and self-doubt. It helped me to focus, and it also helped me very much, to have this feeling of oneness. When you're in the wave, then everything else dissolves. There's no problem, no surroundings. And my advice really is that if we allow ourselves to be in formation, and we allow ourselves to be in that wave, then we can kill fear. We can do much better in many regards just by allowing us every now and then to be in that wave. Later on, I decided, again at the shores, that I wanted to create a new department within investment banking, something that did not exist before. Extra financial risk management, early 2000s, when sustainability was not cool. So I wrote a business plan, went to the CEO, and we started. We cooperated with World Bank. We're creating a banking alliance where we said it's okay to be in competition about prices and deal structurings, but it's not okay to be in competition about the lowest environmental and social standards. And so we co-created the Marshall Plan for Africa, found new clients, and thrived, not despite sustainability, but because of sustainability. It was not the case that we were losing clients due to the concept of sustainability. In the contrary, we made more money. And then my journey went on. I didn't like the lack of entrepreneurship, of female entrepreneurship. In particular, in the more and more fintech-driven investment and finance industry. So I had to surrender again. Would I leave my comfortable job at a bank just for the larger mission? Could I afford to do so? Fortunately, the job at the bank and the Department of Extra Financial Risk Management has led to a situation where publishers came to me and said, hey, we're going to write a series on corporate social responsibility, and we need someone who can write on investment banking, and we asked the market and we found you. So I had already my corporate investment banking, my sustainable investment banking book published, and I had made a book series out of it that is now sold to 36,000 universities worldwide, and is called Sustainable Finance. Today we do about 10 publications a year about sustainable finance. And so I had a small margin where I thought I can allow myself to go on without a corporate job. So I was talking then at the Casino Zug to 1,000 men about sustainability in crypto, and there were also a handful of women. And the same day we founded SwissFinTechLadies. We co-invest into women. We want to make women entrepreneurs and investors. And we know this is a process of bringing people into information. And we know how hard it is. So I was an investment banker at Deutsche Bank. I was doing company evaluations, and it didn't occur to me that I could invest. So I was on the tennis courts playing with other men, and they were all talking about their investments. And then I thought, maybe this is something I can do too. But I didn't know how to start and where to start. And so I asked them, can you maybe share what you're doing, where you are investing, and I can have a look at it? And maybe join? And this is exactly what we are doing today at SwissFinTechLadies. We want to help others to enter this market. We want others, to allow themselves to be in formation. Because we can be in formation as investors, and we can be in formation as entrepreneurs. All it takes is we need to start. We don't need to be perfect, but we need to start, and we need to ride the waves with determination. So, this brings me to my last slide. So, we're getting more now. We are also cooperating with the entire ecosystem, with YouMushroom, with Olga, Smart Purse. So, we are not in competition about the question that women need to be investors, to become investors. And therefore, I just want to invite you, especially the women in the room, to come to us and use the possibility to talk about your investments, the same thing which I did on the tennis court. Thank you very much.